everyone. We have Akbar Ali with us, who is ranked second on the first phase of Recruitment Premier League, and Akbar has been with Sourcing Adda since almost the inception, I can say. We started with our first contest back in 2014, and since then, Akbar Ali has been a part of Sourcing Adda. He has been very helpful to Sourcing Adda in terms of sharing knowledge. So we do a lot of events like TaskOn. So in TaskOn, he did quite a few sessions, and everyone loves his tools and techniques and the way he presents his skills to the people, and then he's very helpful. So we're going to talk about his RPL experience, about his recruitment journey, how he started, and about his experience in RPL, how he has solved the questions, what were challenges, and all those things. We'll talk with him. Okay. So hello, Akbar. Before we start, can you tell our audience about your journey in recruitment?
Sure. So hello everyone, this is Akbar Ali. My journey actually started back with iPlace, must be around 2011 or 12. Prior to that, I did some odd jobs, and I was working for sales jobs and some contact center jobs. But yeah, my journey started with iPlace. Worked there, learned the basic of Booleans for the US staffing industries. You understand the tech world, the non-tech world as well, like network engineers, system admins. You know, get a basic understanding of all of that there. Then moved to Capgemini, where actually I would say really my sourcing world started. And I met Ritesh Madraswala, kind of my mentor, my guru. Been with him since then. That's where I met Sourcing Adda as well. I think within like me joining Capgemini within 2 months, I was introduced to Sourcing Adda's competitions. I don't know if you remember, you used to send like 10 questions on Thursdays, right? And this was like a 1 year long thing where every month we used to have like 10 questions, and we had to solve them. And I know like a few people from Capgemini were taking part in that. And I'm like, what is this competition? And that's when I actually got introduced to Sourcing Adda, and then these things. And I think within me joining Capgemini, within 2 months, I think I came second or third in one of the competitions. And met some people, and it was really interesting because I have a background of social media. When I used to do my sales job, I was doing a bit of social media campaigns and all of that. So I understood like social media and Google really well, how the ads work. And then when I realized, oh, you can actually use all of that to find people and all that, kind of intrigued me. So internet was not far away from me. I've always been using internet. So yeah, in Capgemini, I really learned a lot about sourcing, passive sourcing, helped mentor people, did trainings around sourcing, got my first breakthrough as a speaker at TaskOn, which was an amazing experience for me, not just in terms of presenting, but a learning experience, because if you want to present a topic on stage, you really have to have the right skills, and can't thank Puneet for that, to push me to get the best topic out there. And I think Aniket and all these people around me were helping me build a good topic that could be presentable at TaskOn. So yeah, you share, you learn, and I think that's a journey which I had in Capgemini, where it was all about that, and of course day-to-day work. Can't forget that. Then moved to, and then after spending like around 4 years there, moved to ZS Associates. Short stint there, worked with Jashan. Great folks. Got an opportunity to speak at SourceCon when I was there, and since then I think I've been worked with ZS for a short stint, then moved to then got an opportunity to work at ThoughtWorks, which was working here as a sourcing lead. Built an entire sourcing center of excellence, have inculcated the sourcing culture, which actually I learned at Capgemini, ZS, and through SourceCon and Sourcing Adda. So having that entire journey, this job was just perfect, and kind of build a team of strong individual sourcers, and spreading that knowledge around not just India, but working with around 13 global regions. So yeah, that's how my journey began, and that's where I am currently.
Okay. So you mentioned about Puneet, and I remember, I mean, Puneet, so he's been a follower of Sourcing Adda. He silently follows Sourcing Adda, but I know that he has been pushing people a lot and to Sourcing Adda or different channels where people can actually learn sourcing. And Capgemini had a very good culture in terms of sourcing and recruitment. They had different teams and they took sourcing very seriously. And that's, I think, that Capgemini was one of the companies which actually they were the pioneers who actually started sourcing division as such and sourcing as a career. So I think Capgemini is one of those companies back. I think about 10 years back when they actually started. So you also mentioned about Ritesh Madraswala.
Yep.
You mentioned he was a mentor. So how does
Yep.
it feel to be ahead of Ritesh in the first phase?
I'm
I just
scared.
spoke to him.
I'm honestly scared. He's very good with strategies. I know that.
Hmm.
I've learned from him, so I know his strengths as well. As much as he's insane at sourcing, I
Hmm.
know he's double that when it comes to strategy. So yeah, feeling awesome that yeah I'm there, but yeah also scared now that he's right behind, you know. So and it's
Yeah.
just 10 points. So
Yeah, it's just 10 points behind you. And yeah, I mean, it feels good. I mean, Ritesh would also feel very proud that, I mean, he has trained you and you've come so long. I mean, and you've been doing so great in your career. So he will also be feeling very proud about it. Okay. So now let's talk about RPL. So how was your experience with RPL?
RPL was great. I think since the first contests that Sourcing Adda started, I think I've always been a fan of Sourcing Addas and the competitions. RPL has been quite different. Honestly, the first 20 questions were 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 challenging. There a few of them, of course, you could solve them when you put in the strings, right strings. But yeah, a few of them were tough ones, and you really had to like looking at the questions and all of that. And I think the phase two, just that so that everyone, I don't want to give any hints out, but yeah, you better really get your thinking hats on because that's really going to trickle. If you don't take that seriously, I think that's where you lose points. You know, so yeah, you want to be sure because I think phase one has answers
Mhm.
that are short answers. Phase two doesn't have short answers. So you know that's the tricky part. You got to make sure that you're doing your research and all of that. So yeah, my journey around has been good. Fortunately, our hiring is not been at scale. So you know we are getting enough time to kind of you know ThoughtWorks giving enough time to us to like kind of you know participate and put some time in there as well.
But I'm sure you're going to make some time for RPL for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember you spending sleepless nights
Good.
for our previous challenges also. Yeah, so what was the most challenging question you found in those 21 questions?
I think there were a couple of them, if I remember. I think building the CSC was surprisingly very tough. I spent a couple of hours on it because you know getting you know I'm someone who would look at it, who would look at the question and if the answer is not coming, I would not be satisfied with it.
Mm.
So getting the refinements, understanding those refinements as to how they work, and then making sure that the results are coming out of it you know exactly like the way you want it to look.
Mm.
So I guess there was a bit of learning curve there which was missing in my journey. But I exactly don't remember all the questions, but I'm pretty sure yeah, there were I think a couple that I was stuck for an hour or so because I had to literally take a break. I'm like, okay, I'm going to leave the computer aside, you know, just walk around, went down, did some chores, came back, and then I could solve the answer. So
Okay.
yeah,
Cool.
that's.
Okay. So what would you like to tell the recruiters? What is your sourcing mantra? How did you make it to the top 10
Um,
or
I
rather
think
top two? Sorry.
okay, yeah. It's actually top 10 because everyone in the top 10 have same points. So honestly, it's the same thing. But I think my mantra would be that when you look at questions, you look at them carefully. You look at. I mean that's what I do. I usually look at questions and I keep looking at them I'm searching, I would go back, read the question again. I'm searching, I would go back, read the question again, because I think Puneet had given me something, some gyan around information that you can get lost when you're searching something. If you look for something and you end up watching cat or dog videos, which is a very common thing that could happen. So you don't want to end up getting lost. So you want to make sure that you are staying on track. So every time you get a question, you do your research, you go back, read the question again, and that's how I break down my questions into the minutest details. The is, the he, she's, all of it. You want to really look at it, and then you want to build your search. And if you're building a search, you want to make sure that your search is correct. If you don't get the answer till it matches, you don't give up. Like, so persistence is another thing. Like, you can really get frustrated quickly, but if you are persistent and you understand that, okay, this is what my question is, and you keep digging, there might be alternatives. There are a million things that you can do to kind of get your answer right. So look at alternatives, look at different sites. Think of yourself as wrong for a change. Don't think that, oh no, the question is wrong. So you might be wrong. Your research tactic might be wrong. So keep changing, keep reading the question, keep changing, keep reading the question, and I think somewhere you kind of subconsciously get it.
Right. So one advice you would give to the recruiters out, not in terms of RPL, but as a career. Now, a lot of people actually think, sourcing is not that great in terms of career. Okay. Now you've seen, you've been into sourcing since a long time. I myself have been into sourcing since 20 years now, and we've been just doing sourcing. So a lot of people either get into this job either by accident or by choice. So what do you feel? What is one advice you want to give to the recruiters or the sources out there?
I think sourcing is very important, and the thing that I've seen working with the big organizations as well, that it has value, and the thing is that if you understand the value of sourcing and what it can do to the entire recruitment function as a whole, that impact a sourcer can make, or the sourcing function can make, or just sourcing as a skill. So these are three different, I think, aspects that I think I've discussed this with a few people, that how sourcing is actually a skill, which got lost earlier. So earlier we had recruiters and that's it, right? Recruiters would do sourcing, they would do end-to-end stuff.
Yes.
And then they realized that the markets kept getting bigger, the pools kept getting bigger, the competition kept getting fierce, and slowly focusing on getting the talent or finding the talent was not been done. It was more about, okay, we do our postings, we do all of that, and we get our responses and we process them, right? But the finding part kind of lost some track, and I think that's where sourcing sprung out as a function, which is a skill of a recruiter. Sourcing is actually something which a recruiter is supposed to do, right? And that's where the skill has now sprung out and become a sourcing function. It has become a career for people. And so if you think of it, it's an important and integral part of the recruitment. So if you're good at sourcing, if you understand what the market is, so sourcing is more of a market facing job, where I would say recruitment would be more business facing. So if you have a sourcing recruitment function, these are the two things that you can look at it. But if you have it as one, if you're an end-to-end recruiter, and if you're really good at sourcing, then boy, you have an amazing career, because you understand the definition of both working with the market and working with the business. And these are two different and two important skills that I think a recruiter needs to have. So one, as a sourcer, I would say keep sourcing because it's fun. And eventually to become a recruiter, there's no harm. But yeah, like me, I've been in sourcing, and I'll be in sourcing till the way forward, honestly. So there's nothing shameful, or there's nothing degrading. And I don't think right now sourcing is at a level where, I think you would agree, that it's not at a level where it's degrading now. Now it's kind of just probably at par or above the recruiter levels. So we have enough recruiters, and I think recruiters who understand sourcing is important, and sourcers who know their importance now.
Yes, very well said. Sourcing has now at least become at par to recruitment, or maybe more than that, because sourcing, because of the challenges in the industry, a person needs to be a good sourcer so that the person can actually get candidates from different sources. Thank you. So the last point I want to ask you. So you've been with Sourcing Adda since a long time now. So any suggestions, any feedback you want to give to Sourcing Adda to keep improving things?
I think, yeah, you've been awesome. A great platform to people who don't know where to start. But you definitely give a path. I'd say personally as well. Personally, I would say because personal development, you really get to learn a lot. These competitions, I think more regular competitions would be just so much better. Uh, but I understand, like, I'm sure it must be not easy to manage these 1600 people
Yeah.
taking part. But yeah, I think competitions are so helpful. The TaskOn events are so helpful, and other meetups that you do are so helpful to everyone. Just connect with the community. It's kind of build started off with a small community, and I know it just keeps getting bigger and bigger, and every city you go, every function that every recruiter that you speak with, if you're a part of Sourcing Adda, they know you, and they know Sourcing Adda. So the feedback is yes, it has spread across India and globally as well. People know globally Sourcing Adda, and they keep asking me, oh, you must be a part of Sourcing Adda. Yes, so it's got a global presence, and I think just yeah, keep going at the pace that it started off with, and I think it's reaching an amazing level. Good learning experience for everyone. So yeah, I think my recommendation would be that yeah, be a part of Sourcing Adda. It's a great learning experience. Just not just professionally. Professionally, yes, it does help you. Helped me a lot. Get a lot of jobs, but it also helps you personally develop as a great professional. So I think the courses on Source Pro are awesome. Plus, I think that events are awesome. So there's nothing around the part where there would be any feedback or constructiveness, because it's all positive and it's all for the good, right? It's all for the community. So that's where we love it.
Thank you so much, Agul. Thank you so much for your kind words. We'll keep continue doing this. Last 3 months have been a little difficult because of the lockdown, but my team is now again starting. I think we most probably will start from 15th. So you should see more activities from Sourcing Adda now from 15th. So thank you so much, and thank you for your time. All the best for your phase two.
Yeah,
I'm sure you must have already started working on it.
yep, I'm on it. It won't be as quick as phase one, but
Yes.
hopefully, I should be quick in submitting it.
Sure. So thank you so much, and looking forward to see you on the top after the phase two. Yeah.
Yep. Hopefully, yes. See you.